Hey, in this short video, I'm going to talk about triggers, specifically simple little triggers that you can use on a daily basis to help relieve stress that you put on your physical body and mental and emotional stress. But before I get to that, there's a shop on Ocean Street in Maroochydore. That's my trigger. Every time I'm in the vicinity, I've got to come check it out. So let's have a look what they've got. That's Tome on Ocean Street in Maroochydore. To say they make cupcakes is a massive understatement. Those cupcakes don't only look great, they taste amazing. And if you've ever seen any of our pics from staff birthdays, that's where we get them from. So check it out. So triggers can be seen as little prompts that we can use to help us remind us of an activity that we want to do. So for example, physically, probably the biggest and most obvious one is breaking up sitting time. I'm always talking to my desk-bound patients about this. So latest research is saying that, hey, every 20 or 30 minutes you must get up from your desk and move to unload that lower back. So the easiest trigger for something like that is some sort of timer. Set the timer, because we know when you get sitting at that computer, time flies, and before you know it, it's been 3 hours and you haven't moved. So set a simple trigger, a little reminder on your phone or on the computer that has a timer that comes up and says, hey, you need to get up and move. Other triggers that we talk about for our physical body are things like our posture. So recently I shot a video talking about posture using the little reminder, where's my balloon? That is a great trigger. That could go on a post-it note near your computer screen, okay, if you're doing a lot of desk work. That simply just says, hey, where's my balloon? You could also set that as a timer in your phone. 3 times a day, the timer pops up and it says, where's my balloon? So it triggers you to think about your posture. And over time, that's going to build a habit. It's going to build a new pattern where you're more conscious of that previously unconscious behavior. We can also use triggers for our mental and emotional state. So leveraging the same technology that we did before, you may set reminders in your phone. And instead of saying something like, take a break from sitting, they may say something like, be grateful, be happy, bring the joy. Imagine if you set a reminder like that 3 times a day, something that could snap you out of your routine thinking and start ingraining some new patterns or habits in your mental and emotional state. Another trigger that's handy is physical objects. So for example, in your workspace, walking through a certain doorway or sitting back at your desk or entering a certain room, these things can be associated with certain triggers. So after lunchtime, when you come back and you've got emails or computer work to do, that can be a trigger. And when you sit at your desk, you can think to yourself, you know what? Who needs my A game now? Who needs the best version of myself? And before you start that new task, you can think about that. Every time you walk through a certain doorway, you can think about a trigger for that next area of work or that next phase of work that may be a little bit different. House, coming home is a really good one. The home place. You may set a trigger in your car on the way home that once you park the car and you're about to get home, that you wipe the slate clean from work and you want to enter the house as a loving, caring and present person and not carry any of the burdens of the workday. This also ties into my video on transitions, which works really well. So if you haven't checked that one out, please have a look. But there are some triggers that you can think about. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed that video, I'm always sharing new tips, tricks and hints about health, so be sure to click the subscribe button so you don't miss out. Thanks again, and speak to you soon.